All right, so I just cleared all of my pennies off of the back of my worksheet. I'm gonna flip it back over to the side that has the circles. So in a moment, we're going to be using these pennies to figure out fractional parts of a whole. So first, let's point to the circle that shows 1/2 of 12. That would be this first one. What they want us to do is they want us to divide out these pennies into 2 equal parts. So let's take our pennies and let's do that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. It's okay if they go out of the circle a little bit, and it does not matter if they're heads or tails. So let's take a look at how many we have in each spot. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side. So they're both equal. So 1/2 or 1 part of this would be 6. We'll write that on the line. All right, let's clear our pennies and let's go to the next one. Point to the circle that shows 1/3 of 12. This one right here. We're going to do the same exact thing, except now we have 3 parts. So let's go ahead and put our pennies in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, let's see how many are in each spot now. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1/3 of the 12 would be 4. All right, let's go on to our next one. 1/4 of 12. Same thing using our pennies. Now we just have 4 parts. So let's place our pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's double check and see how many we have in each spot. I see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 1/4 of 12 would be 3. Let's write that down. Last one. We have 1/6 of 12. Same thing as before. We're going to divide out those pennies. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now let's check how many are in each spot. I see 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. They're all equal, so I know that 1/6 of 12 would be 2. All right. Now let's go down to this bottom part here. Go ahead and try this part on your own. Pause the video and complete the bottom part, and then come back and then we'll check the answers. So let's go on. We have 1/2 of 10, or if I took 10 pennies and I divided them into 2 spots, that would be 5. Then I have 1/3 of 6, and that would be 2. 1/4 of 8, that would be 2. 1/3 of 9, that would be 3. 1/4 of 4 would be 1. 1/2 of 8 would be 4. 1/2 of 6 would be 3. 1/3 of 3 would be 1. And 1/2 of 2 would be 1. All right, moving on to the last part of our lesson. So now I want you to take a look at your pennies. Now, if you look real closely on the front side that has the head on it, like before, there's a date on there. And each penny has its own date. And the date of a penny tells us when it was minted or when it was made. So it's like the birthday of the penny in a way. So take a moment, grab one of your pennies, and look at the front with the head on it and see what year that you see. So for my penny, mine shows 1985. And we're going to figure out how old this penny is. So let me grab a marker real fast. So I know that my penny was made in 1985. And I know that this year is 2020. So I'm going to break this down to see just how old my penny is. And I can start by breaking it down by chunks of 10. So I want to go up to 2020. So if I go up 10 from 1985, I would go up to 1995. That's 10 years. Then if I went up another 10 years, that would be 2005. I'm going to scoot this over a little bit. So that's another 10 years. I can go up another 10 years to 2015. That's another 10 years. And then I only need 5 more years to get to 2020. I'm going to squeeze that in right down here. So to get to 2020, that's 5 more years. So now I can take my chunks of 10 and my ones to see how old this penny is. I see 10, 20, 30, and then I have my ones, 30 plus 5. So I know that this penny is 35 years old. So take a moment and find one of your pennies and do the same thing. Put the year that it says on the penny, the year that it is now, which is 2020, break it up into your chunks of 10s and 1s and see how old your penny is. So go ahead and pause the video and do that. The last part that we're going to do is we're going to order some years of pennies from least to greatest. So I'm just going to use a couple of my pennies. I have a penny that was made or minted in 1986. I have one from 1972, 1997, 1960, and 2004. So let's take a moment and let's order these from least to greatest. So I'm going to start with my least down here and my greatest over here. So let's look. Which one of these years is the least? It would be 1960. So I can cross that one off. Now, which one of these years is the greatest? It would be 2004. So I'm going to write that over here in our greatest spot. I can cross that one off. Now I can go back in and I can fill in my hole. So I have 3 more spots to fill in. My next least one would be 1972. Cross that one off. My next least one would be 1986. And that leaves our last one, 1997. All right, thank you so much for tuning into our lesson. Go ahead and discuss with your parents one thing that you learned from math today, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.